Today's video is on the two types of role-playing in MMOs. When it comes to video games, MMORPGs are different in many ways. For example, in role-playing, which is usually only found in MMORPGs, aside from Dungeons and Dragons, there are two different types of role-playing that is done. The first, which is normally called regular role-playing, story role-playing, or just role-playing, is usually non-sexual introductory style role-playing. The second type of role-playing that exists is called erotic role-playing. This particular genre of role-playing can have sexual situations, sexual innuendos, sometimes sexual jokes, and other times just be plain silly. This does not mean that it is always meant to gain sexual favors. There is a level of consent that needs to be established between the two characters before that type of role-playing can even start. There are various reasons for this, but some of the most important ones are because there are underage players who tend to make accounts and get into role-playing and do not understand what exactly they're getting themselves into. This has become a problem recently, and a lot of the role-playing communities, and they have had to essentially close ranks and filter out other problems because of said issue of underage minors being in erotic roleplay situations which they have no understanding of. It is bad when that happens. It is very bad when that happens, primarily due to the fact that certain styles of role-playing, such as the erotic kind, and then the many other subgenres of that, bondage, domination, sadomasochism, and the like, can also straddle the line between fun and also potential attempted child pornography. So there is a huge problem with some of these people not understanding how role-playing is. It gets to a point where some people will do what's called lore breaking, which is essentially going against the established lore within a story, aka the game world, and just make up all kinds of stupid things for their character to become overpowered. That's even worse. Another problem in role-playing is an issue called god modding, which is where you essentially attempt to take over another character by either assuming that you can affect their own actions, or you try to make a program that makes you control their character as well. That is extremely frowned upon within the community. It's not funny, it's foolish, and it makes the person that does it look like a complete idiot, and they're ostracized for it, and rightly so. It's not funny at all. Also, when it comes to role playing, there's another problem in it called blending, which is essentially the melding of both the real world and the game world. What it entails is basically combining both of those while you're in the act of role playing. Nobody will respect you for doing that. No one. It is not funny. It is extremely stupid, and people get tired of it very, very fast. Aside from those three that I've just named, those are some major issues in role playing. Seriously. That's why it is important to research and learn about role playing before you engage in it. And even when you do research about it, there are completely different rules within that game world as opposed to, say, the real world. Seriously, learn about role playing if you're interested, and do not attempt those faux pas which I have mentioned. Certain RP guilds will ban you for doing that, and it's not even a joke.